Marc Raimondi for ESPN, back with you today with a special guest. This woman needs no introduction. One of the greatest fighters in MMA history, the only person to hold titles in 4 different major MMA promotions. Of course, I'm talking about Cris Cyborg, who defends her Bellator featherweight title against Arlene Blencowe on Saturday in Hawaii. Must be nice, Cris, by the way. You're sitting there in Hawaii hanging out, and we're here trying to do our jobs.
I'm trying to do my job too, is keep the focus, and it's a beautiful place, beautiful people. I'm really happy to have the opportunity to fight in Hawaii. I know a lot of have a lot of fighters fight here before, and the crowd is crazy, and I'm very excited, very happy too.
I want to ask you about your opponent, Arlene Blencowe. It's someone you fought before. You fought her in October 2020, and something interesting happened in that fight. It was the first time you ever got a submission finish in MMA. Of course, Cris Cyborg, known for knockouts, for those highlight reel finishes. You had to do it a little bit differently against Blencowe. What are you looking forward to about this fight, and what kind of challenges does she present to you?
It's gonna be mixed martial arts, and I always, I know it's the first submission in my career, and then we train a lot for. I always train in jiu-jitsu, but I always like to finish the fight like excited, stand up. But it's a mixed martial arts, and I feel in my heart that I have 5 rounds to finish the fight. And if you're gonna be strike, you're gonna be strike. If you're gonna be the ground, gonna be the ground. But I'm gonna feel my heart, to feel the fight, and see what's gonna happen.
And she of course has a background in boxing, and you can box, you can do kickboxing, you have the wrestling and the BJJ. I guess you don't mind showing it all that off, right?
I always have to keep in my mind, keep it focused on the fight and see what's the moment, what's going to happen. Everybody have a plan in the fight. So, but you have to be ready for doing anything happen in the fight. If the plan B, play A don't work, we have to keep it, grinding and finish it the way to finish the fight.
This is your 17th year now of MMA professionally, which is really remarkable. Congratulations. I was wondering, have you thought about, I know this might be like a dirty question to some people, but have you thought about the end? Have you thought about when might be the right time to hang up the gloves?
I don't feel in my heart yet about retirement, but it's going to be 17 years. Maybe I can do 20 years. But I don't know, only God knows, in the house they're going to feel, but I feel great. I'm very thankful. I never have any bad injury in my career. It's very long. I never did one surgery in my career, 17 years. And I never pull out one fight because I'm an injury. I feel very blessed about this. And then, like I said, I'm not party too much. So I really discipline every day, training every day. I born for be athlete. So just to work together, athlete and be a fighter, to work together.
So you're saying no Mai Tais, no cocktails on the beach this week in Hawaii, I guess?
I'm gonna chill, after the fight. But I really probably I'm gonna continue running. I really love this. Is wow. People ask me, Cris, what do you like to do? I say I like to run. I like to be with my family. I'm a very, very simple, very, very, very easy to be deal.
You've already done you've done so much. You've done more as far as accomplishments than almost anybody else in the sport. What else do you want to do? Are there still things on your list that you want to accomplish before retirement?
I've been fighting now, for prove anything, but improve, fight better every day. I think the experience give you more patience, give it timing, I think it still have a butterfly value when you're gonna fight for sure, but I think the experience, how many times I went to through in the fight, I think it really help you a lot. So I just want to accomplish, continue fighting, continue doing good fights, open the door for a lot of girls, and maybe have some athletes training for me and they share the experience. I believe it just to open the door for another girls coming. I think I'm already been doing this. I think it's like when I'm started the fights, have a lot of girls, and now you see it's so big, the women's MMA. It make me really happy still be part of this. It's not I start and they continue with them, and it make me really happy.
Do you see yourself maybe being a coach in the future? I noticed that you had a few Brazilian women who fight in the UFC with you for their training camp, Mayra Shitara and Glorinha De Paula, maybe coaching in the future.
No, this time, and then show up and they say, Chris, we're gonna do some training together, and they will enjoy being with us. And then they did the camp with us, and it was short time, but it was amazing. And I know Shitara from Brazil when she's young, when she start training, and I think maybe before, and it's so cool now. And then she started training with my ex-husband Cyborg. So it was a really nice moment. We trained together. I'm happy with her victory, and then she get the bonus too. And the girls really train really hard, and I'm really happy with the results, and they're happy too.
I wanted to clear this up. I've seen some reports that Cyborg might be a free agent this year. What is the status of that? Is this your last fight on your Bellator deal? What is the status of that?
My contract is gonna finish soon, but I for sure we're gonna sit down and my manager and sit down with Bellator, maybe renew. It's gonna work together. I'm really happy in Bellator, and I'm excited for defending my title for first time and see what's gonna happen. But focus now is just for the fight, and after the fight, we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
I gotcha. And of course, I do have to ask you these questions. Of course, you're talking about also your manager, Audie Attar from Paradigm Sports Management. I saw you did an interview a few days ago with TMZ, and you had mentioned that one thing that you still want is that rematch with Amanda Nunes. Do you think that is possible, and is that something that you still desire to get that one back?
The reality, the guy asked me if I would like the rematch. Of course, when when you're a fighter, and when you like to fight and some lose, you haven't lost, you want to fight. Of course you want but it's not something I'm going to change in my career the way it's going now, But of course, I think everyone, like when you fight, you want to the rematch. We didn't make it happen, at the beginning, but I don't think I really need the rematch for changing my journey, but I think it's always good when you're a fighter, you get the opportunity to fight the people you lost. And yes.
How surprised were you when Julianna Pena beat Nunes back in December?
The reality is I bet this, I say it was Julianna going to win. I know bet, but I say, guys, I'm going to go with Julianna. I believe in her, like the style make the fight happen. And I believe it like Amanda Nunes lost for Cat Zingano. It's a little bit same style, Julianna Pena. And I feel like maybe it's going to happen. So, and then we feel like when I see they're going to fight Julianna Pena, the same little bit of same style. But I see too, Amanda Nunes, you cannot say like I don't get a credit for Julianna. Of course, she get the win, victory. But I feel like she's in the end, I don't know, she's too tired, don't want to continue. But I believe I was know it was going to be Julianna Pena to win.
Julianna Pena, of course, is a wrestler. I think that's one of the things you were talking about. Cat Zingano also has a wrestling background. If you were to go into a fight with Nunes now, or maybe even that fight that you had with her a few years ago, would you do it differently? Would you maybe go for a takedown? Would you kind of mix things up a little bit more?
The reality, we have to do mixed martial arts now. Our fight was so fast, I believe for sure if I have a little more time, it's going to be a different way. But it's mixed martial arts. But it's like when you go 50-50, it's happened. Somebody get a caught. It doesn't happen for me.
Right. Another thing that you've mentioned over the years is doing boxing. And yes. Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, they have this big fight coming up in a couple of weeks at Madison Square Garden. They're going to headline, first ever women's combat sports headliner at Madison Square Garden. Is that something that's still on your list of things to do before retirement?
It's always because, it's one of my dreams. I would like to do a boxing fight. I do all different, artists, and I believe boxing is nice. I really like a strike, I know it's different sport, and they're gonna have to be on Fox only for the box fight, but it's still one of my dream.
And I want to ask you about someone else. And again, I know you're focused on Arlene Blencowe on Saturday, but there was a lot of talk about Kayla Harrison over the last few months, and that maybe she would go to Bellator and fight you, and then she ended up going back to PFL. And PFL has also mentioned like maybe we can put a fight together between Kayla Harrison and Cris Cyborg. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't have any contact with PFL. I don't know what's then close to this, but and I knew she was gonna sign again with the PFL. And this is what I knew as playing out, just marketing being everywhere. But in the future, maybe I don't have a we different organization. Maybe if PFL know to do, I don't know. But then we don't need to talk to me. Need to talk to Bellator. I don't know.
Is that a fight that you'd be interested in?
I just focus on Arlene Blencowe, but I really don't choose opponent. If you tell me, well, you're gonna fight this girl, I'm gonna be ready and do fight.
So at Bellator, after this fight, you guys re-sign with Bellator, and they say we want to do a co-promotion with PFL, Cris Cyborg versus Kayla Harrison. You'd be interested in that if that was what was presented to you.
Yeah, if Scott Coker say no, I would like to do, want to do. Yeah, I'm a fighter, I just have to keep going.
And I mean, I know that you are a free agent, but going back to the UFC, probably not in the cards, right? Is that safe to say?
The reality don't have a girls to me fight. Is the 145. The one of the problems, not just Dana White is a problem. Don't have girls to fight. Just the girls just will go up a little bit 140, but the reality don't have division 145 pounds.
I know I keep asking you about things that are happening after this fight with Blencowe, but I want to ask you one more thing, and then I'll let you rest, Cris. Something else that I think a lot of people, mainly myself, would love to see you do is also professional wrestling. You had a workout with Thunder Rosa a few months ago from AEW at your gym in Orange County, California. Any word on that? Is that something that we could see you doing in the future as well?
I think it's like Juventus. I think it's always a challenge. And I met Talara Rosa. We trained a little bit together. It's fun, Maybe it's the point we always have to be ready for an opportunity to show up for you, and why not?
The video that you guys put out, the little match that you guys had at the gym, I thought it was pretty good. I was entertained.
Yes, and the reality is really can teach you too. She said, Cris, anytime you want to train you, teach you, you're welcome. And she did her MMA fight too. She did one fight. It's very nice. It's very cool.
Yeah, she fought for Combate Global a few years ago.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cris, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Congrats on all the accomplishments. Good luck this week. Enjoy Hawaii, and we look forward to seeing you in the cage on Saturday against Blencowe, defending your title.
Thank for everyone. Thank for you for the opportunity. If you guys want to check it out, how it's been doing here, go to my YouTube channel. Every day we have some video like embedded, like UFC, we're doing the Cyber Nation embedded. And make sure you guys show up. And thanks so much. Aloha for everyone.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.